In its 25 years of development work in South Africa, the United Nations Development Programme, or UNDP, has been consistently working toward achieving far-reaching impacts on the livelihoods and quality of life of South Africans. UNDP offers bespoke programmatic interventions in key strategic priority areas. This includes inclusive, just and sustainable economic growth, effective, efficient and transformative governance, and climate resilience and sustainably managed natural resources. The Inclusive Growth Programme seeks to respond to the triple challenges of unemployment, inequality and poverty by working with government to support inclusive economic participation and provide growth opportunities for youth and women. UNDP has been at the forefront of development in the areas of entrepreneurship and digital technologies education programs, efficient social grants system, social protection for South Africa, implementation of the Rural Television White Space Network Operator Support Program, support to informal traders and SMMEs during the COVID-19 pandemic, and creating a youth entrepreneurship action hub. UNDP further supports government in strengthening service delivery and democratic governance through interventions that address the medium-term strategic priorities as well as the national development outcomes. The program contributes to strengthening service delivery and promoting democratic governance, and to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state that is fit for purpose. It seeks to do this by, number one, supporting the consolidation of public sector reforms through targeted institutional strengthening across all sectors of governance through leadership development, innovations, and improved planning. Number two, supporting oversight and accountability mechanisms and promotion of good governance practices through capacity strengthening of legislative and oversight institutions like the Public Service Commission and Parliament. And three, deepening public participation and accountability through civic education, including the involvement of women and youth in local governance. More than 800 public servants have already benefited from ethical leadership and anti-corruption approaches, which enabled them to strengthen the capacity of the state and increase accountability. UNDP influenced the revamping of the Leadership Development and Orientation Program of the Public Service Commission. UNDP also advocated for the use of foresighting tools for labour market planning, provincial budgeting, and resource allocation in a tight fiscal environment in the Eastern Cape. This resulted in an increased use of foresighting for medium-term planning, starting with a review of the format for strategic plans by the Provincial Treasury. Over 50,000 government officials and community members of 10 wards in the Thulamela Municipality in the Vhembe District in Limpopo Province access a communication platform aimed at improving service delivery through simplified communication between government and citizens. 86% of first-time voters who registered to vote turned up to exercise their democratic right. While this is an achievement, there is still much to do to encourage first-time voters to participate in the democratic process. Addressing climate change and greening South Africa's economy has been at the forefront of UNDP's work to unleash the transformative potential of a green economy and address structural imbalances that cause unemployment and livelihood vulnerability. Through this program, UNDP supports government's ongoing efforts to meet commitments under the 3 Rio Conventions toward combating land degradation, biodiversity loss, and climate change. The program has achieved this through strong partnerships, in particular with funding from the Global Environment Facility, or GEF, which has resulted in over 25 projects to the total value of over 100 million US dollars. Through climate change advocacy, sound knowledge management, and capacity building for informed decision-making, we have seen a marked impact on the ground. UNDP is committed to ensure that South Africa is on a just transition to a low-carbon society, and vulnerable and marginalized communities are more resilient to adverse effects of climate change. Some of the projects under this program include enhancing climate change mitigation and adaptation under UNDP's Climate Promise and ensuring an inclusive approach in national climate strategies and actions through Mission 1.5 initiative. Support to the biodiversity economy through access and benefit sharing with community-based initiatives and SMMEs, sustainable land management to address land degradation and improve ecosystem services for livelihood improvement in agriculture, enhancing biodiversity management through protected area expansion and mainstreaming biodiversity into land use regulation. On international waters, UNDP works toward the sustainable management of transboundary surface and groundwater systems, enhancing capacity for sustainable energy for all, including support to the South African Wind Energy Project and reduction in South Africa's GHG emissions through energy efficiency, and enable partnerships and improve access to sustainable financing for biodiversity, sustainable use of natural resources, and ecological restoration. Gender equality is also an important part of development progress and a prerequisite to advance human development. It is central to the mandate of UNDP. Gender is therefore mainstreamed in all UNDP's program areas. The Gender Equality and HIV/AIDS program is geared towards supporting government to create an enabling human rights environment that promotes gender equality and women's empowerment, addresses HIV-related stigma and discrimination, promotes access to justice, reviews and reforms legislation, and enforces protective laws. Current work focuses on the following themes: Women Leadership Project in partnership with National Treasury, the role of bystanders in GBV prevention, and building the capacity of judicial officers on gender, human rights, HIV, and the law. UNDP also works toward promoting South-South cooperation. A key milestone in this regard was supporting the South African government by contributing toward relief efforts in the United Republic of Tanzania following the 2016 Kagera earthquake. Several schools and health facilities have been rehabilitated and constructed and waiting to be officially launched after the Tanzanian elections. The UNDP Accelerator Lab is a new offering at UNDP that seeks to reimagine development for the 21st century. The Accelerator Lab identifies new ways of developing solutions that go beyond business as usual. By combining expertise in solution mapping, making use of the collective intelligence and experimentation, the Accelerator Lab aims to unveil ways of solving South Africa's most pressing challenges. Since its launch in January 2020, the Accelerator Lab has been engaged in several projects, including enhancing water security and access through local innovation, COVID-19 relief and recovery measures by supporting local businesses, social protection studies, and local PPE manufacturing, improving food security through sustainable household gardens and digital applications to map vulnerable households and deliver food vouchers to those in need, enhancing digital inclusivity through the rollout of low-cost internet and online education platforms, promoting positive youth engagement and employment through an online reward system, and leveraging South Africa's biodiversity through explorative studies on seaweed applications.